Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the podcast. Today I'm joined with Abel, who is a Swiss chef. You never hear those two things, usually in combination, but it's true. He's from Switzerland and he's a chef. He's been cooking meals for us here in Bali. We enjoyed them very much, and we're super grateful and happy to have him here because we like food. We love food, and Abel here cooks the best food. So in today's podcast, I want to introduce him to you properly. He also has a YouTube channel where he makes quality content. And I want to ask him deeper about the chef's journey, what it's like to cook food, and any lessons or spiritual lessons that he has that he's learned from cooking food for other people, which is one of the highest karmic actions you can do on planet Earth, is feed people. So without further ado, Abel, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Shiva. Yes, I think one thing that I've learned is it brings people together, and it's always a good excuse if you want somebody to come over to say, yeah, I'm inviting you to a meal, but actually you just want their spiritual powers. So yeah, it's a big advantage to be able to cook. And it's also a blessing to be able to offer something to a group or to an individual, whatever it is. And one thing that I've learned as well is how you treat the food plays a big role, especially after Shambhavi, my spiritual practice. I can feel it way more. If I drink water or if I eat something, the way I treat it is different and it behaves different in me. So that's something that I've learned and that I think a lot of people forget.
Yes, I know firsthand, just from my own intuitive powers, is that the way you treat food, the way you cook the food and prepare the food, makes a big difference and plays a role in how the food inevitably ends up tasting. It tastes better if you prepare the food with care and kindness. And it also makes a difference how you cook the food, meaning how you cut the vegetables, in what way, in what sizes, in what shapes. It has to be aesthetically beautiful and pleasing. Making the food look beautiful makes the food taste better. And I've always been fascinated with this aspect of life, cooking, because as you said, it brings people together. Never really considered that or experienced that, but I have definitely experienced it here. Everybody has come together to enjoy a beautiful prepared meal, and it gives us the ability to talk and to connect and to reflect deeper into life. So that's an invaluable and a huge blessing. So what I want to ask you is, well, what led you to doing this professionally, and what more can you share about the spiritual lessons you've learned from preparing food?
Okay, so why I became a chef was because I didn't really know what to do. And my dad has a hotel, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a chef. What is there else to do? I don't really know. So I did it, and with time, you can really become passionate about anything, and that's what happened to me. I started to love it and started to do it at home, and yeah. Is there any other spiritual lessons? I don't really know, but I guess if you tune into whatever you're doing fully, and even if it's washing the dishes or whatever it is, it can become spiritual. So I've been training this also like in the kitchen while preparing meals for a lot of people, trying to give myself and actually do my spiritual practice also while sending like food for, I don't know, 100 people. It's very hard, and it's hard to stay centered, but it's worthwhile, because otherwise, you know, you can always stay in your little cave and feel secure there. But if you're not able to go out in the world and do things and be spiritual, what is the fucking goal of spirituality?
There's so much to food and to cooking. You may think that it's just, oh, simple. You put a few ingredients together, you heat it up, and there you go. No. How you prepare the food, meaning if you put pepper and salt while the food is preparing or before you even cook it in cold water, it has a difference on the flavor. And it's a whole intricate science and technology of making food taste good. Because the first part of food is making it nutritious for your body. That's very, very important. That's maybe 80% of it. But the other part is making it taste good, which is maybe as important. Definitely not as important, but it's extremely important still. So eating good tasting food is so vital because it makes you feel happy. And it's a real art and science to cook food well that tastes good. And you definitely have learned how to do that, Abel. So I'm very happy and grateful that you're here again, because I can prepare food. I can cook some rice, boil some potatoes, maybe make a salad, but not much else. Yet it takes a lot of time and effort and skill and dedication and hard work and all the rest of these things to learn how to properly prepare food professionally. So that's what you have done. And we're all getting to enjoy the benefits of that.
One thing that I want to mention, right now is, Shiva, if you really want to learn how to cook, you have to be with me from the beginning till the end. There is no, oh, I have to quick go and look at my laptop and I don't know what you're doing. There has to be attention to what you're doing or what we are cooking. And you have to see, oh, okay, this is what is happening.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of attention is needed to understand, I guess, everything in the universe, but cooking as well.
Yes, I am half in and half out right now. I don't know if I should go step into the kitchen and really absorb and learn everything, or if I should just come and, you know, help out at the very end or taste the food. I like tasting the food. That's one of my biggest strengths and skills. I can taste the food really good, and I'll tell you what it is. No, but in all seriousness, in all honesty, yes, I do want to learn how to prepare food because it's such an invaluable skill, just for myself and the people that are around me. So I have this very invaluable opportunity to learn from somebody who's a trained chef to prepare meals, and some things that I've already learned and have taken into myself. So I guess it's a matter of commitment. I want to commit and actually show up on time and show and see how you prepare, and have it absorbed, be absorbed into me. So yes, I'm making this commitment to you now here on camera that I will, at the very least, do more of that. I will do more of that. I will commit to more.
Yes, so it's like spirituality, or I guess anything in life, willingness is the key.
Mm-hmm.
If you're willing, there is nothing that can stop you truly. In life,
Yes.
it doesn't matter in what.
Yeah, so today we made naan bread and curry. Coconut curry, I believe, with mangoes. Coconut mango curry with vegetables and
A little bit of lentils,
tempeh.
eggplant,
Eggplant,
tempeh, broccoli,
Mm-hmm. And rice.
Käfen in German. I don't know how it's called in English, but it's like beans. And rice. Everybody
Yes.
was pretty happy. I think I can do better, a lot better, but that's still to come.
Well, yeah, go ahead.
More attention is needed and more precision. Today was a little the time management wasn't really on point, and a few things were overcooked, and yeah, not the way it should be.
Yeah. But it tasted good nonetheless. And I'm sure that if you don't have a trained tongue, you can't really pick up, oh, the little spices, too much here or too little here, it's not salty. Unless it's very severe, like, oh my God, this dough tastes like bread, or this bread tastes like dough. And then yes. But if you're, a chef, then you kind of have to be a little bit more harder on yourself. So the food tasted good, no complaints, and we move forward. But one thing I want to mention here is that we have this wonderful opportunity, and I want to eat the best foods. What are the best foods? Well, obviously they are plant foods. Whole plant-based foods, which we are basically eating every day. And also, I want to eat a highly pranic food, or only pranic food, you can say. So just to give you a heads up, in the Isha Yoga Center, they serve 2 lines from what I've told. They serve one line, which is just pranic food and the food that they serve. And the other line is very spicy food with chilies and hot peppers and all sorts of things. Because there was a big debate and a big protest by the people in the Isha Yoga Center that they can't live without chilies. They can't live without spice. So Sadhguru kind of had to go, okay, I guess we're going to make a compromise here. So, eggplant is what they say a negative pranic food. And chilies are a negative pranic food. Garlic, onions, meat, dairy, eggs, cheese, and a few other things are all negative pranic food. Flesh, yeah. So these things are not, you shouldn't take into your body if you're really wanting to full sense spirituality. And we have this option to cook precisely exactly what we want and just add as much fuel, pranic fuel into our bodies. So yeah, moving forward in the new Earth Kitchen, I humbly request that we eat lots of highly pranic food.
Yes. Just to mention, I think it's a matter of quantity with the negative pranic food.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you eat it once, it normally doesn't have a big effect. But if you eat it a lot of times or regularly,
Mm-hmm.
then it has a bigger effect. Otherwise, it's very subtle.
Yes.
In my experience.
Yes.
Only like onions, I can feel it. And yeah, garlic, not too much, if it's just a small amount.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's absolutely true. I like garlic and onions. These things serve a purpose. And yeah, if you're eating it every day, definitely they have some negative effects. But I'm sure if 1 or 2 meals you add some garlic powder or some crushed garlics to make it the aroma or the flavor just pop, that's good.
Truly, it was pretty hard. Like, I come out of, or what we learn in school is French cuisine. And onions and garlic, or especially onions, is used in a lot of dishes. But also on the whole world, it's a thing that they use onions and garlic.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, they're very, very flavorful, and they bring a lot of nice tastes into the dishes. But yeah, since I know that, I try to avoid it.
Nice. So these are the spiritual benefits of food. You want to eat highly pranic food. That's really good. And it's much easier to do that. It's much easier to cook these types of meals when it's a whole community. Because if you're at home, you just eat some chips or maybe some chocolate or a whole onion, and it's just nobody's holding you accountable. But here we actually are building something. We're part of a community, and so it's much easier. And also, I'm very grateful and proud to say that I eat fruits pretty much every morning, or almost every morning. And that's my breakfast. So I eat 2 meals a day, a breakfast, which is just fruits, and then Abel comes to the kitchen and he prepares a meal for us, and then we eat that. And that's very good.
Every evening I scran a lot of junk food. I'm scranning cookies, I'm scranning chocolate, all sorts of stuff. And that makes me feel heavy and bad. And
Yes.
That's what it is at the moment.
We also have to take into consideration and account the fact that other living beings' lives are being caused misery and suffering by our very food choices. So if we choose to eat milk or cheese or eggs or even meat, or especially meat, I should say especially meat, that causes harm to other living beings, sentient beings that have a nervous system, a brain, pain receptors, and it's not compassionate. So ideally, also in an ideal perfect world, which we can create that, we are creating that, and you definitely have the choice in your own life to create this, to avoid eating things that have added milk, cheese, eggs, or meat in them, because of the damage that it causes to those sentient beings. They deal with a lot of pain for that. And we can do that. We can change this out of our lives. So it hurts your life, it dampens your own prana. Not to mention that these things are negatively pranic, but they also cause harm. Onions don't really cause harm to anybody, any sentient being. But if you're drinking milk, for example, in a Western country or probably even here, then chances are that milk is being produced in a factory that doesn't care at all about the cows and just sees the cow as a product to be milked. And then the baby gets taken away from the mother when the child is born, when the baby is born. And the mother has to be, of course, impregnated for the milk to be produced, and the baby gets ripped out of the mother's side, and then the baby gets either killed or something else, some worse things happen. And yeah, so it's a whole cycle of pain and trauma just for our taste pleasures. We don't eat cheese, we don't eat eggs, we don't eat fish or dairy or meat. We can survive well without it, as we are surviving here on a plant-based vegan diet. Shambo.
Yeah, it's a whole thing with what food choices are you making. For me, I've chosen a vegetarian diet, mostly. I mean, here, because Shiva is vegan, we're all eating vegan. So I have no problem with that as well. But when I'm cooking back home in some hotels, I just don't really have a choice, because we're cooking with milk and cheese or whatever it is. And yeah, I do have a choice. I guess I cannot eat it, but I have to taste the stuff. There is no way around it, really.
Yes.
And I also think it's part of doing the job correctly, to take the responsibility also and eat it or taste it properly.
Yes.
And give it all you got.
Yeah. Well, definitely, if you're in those circumstances, then you have to taste the food and you have to cook, because you're earning a living off of that. That's understandable. But now we are kidnapping you from that whole environment, and we're placing you here as the chef of the New Earth Kitchen. And you're going to be feeding lots of spiritual people highly pranic food that has no milk or cheese or eggs or dairy, just whole food, a vegan diet that's going to nourish our bodies and progress us on the spiritual path. And you're going to reap massive results and benefits from that. So, congratulations.
Well, if that happens, I'm for sure in. I would love to do that and supply good food for people that are trying to evolve in spirituality or are seeking, because these stuff are more important than a lot of people think, maybe. It's like the atmosphere that you're in. It's also very important if you're trying to evolve spiritually. So the food as well is very important.
Absolutely.
I was in the Isha Yoga Center in India, and the food there was truly amazing. So good food, and the variety that they had was mind-blowing. Like every time it was like 5 different things minimum on the plate. So yeah, you get like really good food and fresh, really fresh food. Yeah.
Wow. That's the way to be, that's the way to go. Yeah, we love to eat fresh food. A lot of the food here in Bali is probably fresh, most likely, because eating fresh food is so essential for your body to be vital and alive. You know, back in the Western countries, you're eating food that's probably sat in a box for many months, like pasta, maybe some bread, maybe a cheesecake, or something else. That's not good. That's not good for your system. It creates lethargy.
Yep. Very true.
And Sadhguru says to eat a variety of plant-based foods, to not, you know, go to the doctor and say, oh, I'm eating a vegan diet and I can't handle it, or oh, I quit 1 year into the vegan diet because I don't know how it works. You have to eat a variety of fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, grains, and legumes. This is all the variety that you have, and there's thousands of foods that you can eat, and we're going to be cooking it here, and that's the incentive that you have here to join us, to arrive in Bali and to enjoy the chef's cooking.